Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Scyushi, and it's about time we finally had a gym rat video. So gymming and working out has kind of just been an active hobby for me since I was like 15 years old. I didn't know what I was doing back in the day. I still probably don't know what I'm doing, but for the most part, what I do is very functional, and I'm hoping that I can be very informative in this video. The workouts that I'm doing right now, I will also say, for those of you that are doing your New Year resolution where you suddenly think that you can go to the gym consistently and then you quit after a couple weeks, I hope that you stick with it, because working out is very, very good, not only for your health, but also your mental state, at least for me anyways. Like if I wake up and I'm angry in the morning, because it just happens, I'll go and work out, and then I kind of chill and calm down, and, you know, stress kind of relieves me if I'm thinking of like stupid things. And it's a really good way of kind of resetting myself. I've experimented with all sorts of different exercises and workouts. I got to the point where I maxed out my cardio and I could run for 4 hours straight with weights. And then I got bored with that, and then I moved on to strongman training, was able to push upwards of 400 to 450 pounds with my squat and deadlift. My bench press always sucked. It's a lot better now, but it sucked back then because I wasn't doing any of the fundamental work. I was just focusing on the strongman lifts. And then moving on from that, eventually I started to try and find something that was more sustainable, because I was working out every single day as kind of a personal project. And then I got married, and then we moved into our condo, and then I kept going to the gym, but now my workouts were like hours and hours long because I didn't get to go to the gym very often. And then eventually I canceled my gym membership, and now I'm using the gym that we have in our condo. But the interesting thing is that since using the condo gym, I've had to completely rework my entire exercise routine to work with dumbbells, and more particularly a lot lower weights, because I'm trying to find something more sustainable in the long term, and lifting heavy weights is, well, it's not good for your joints. So the point is that my exercises right now are probably the most approachable out of any of these videos that I've ever done. Granted, the last video that I talked about my workouts was kind of just an introduction to this new system that I was doing, and now I'm kind of here to show you guys the results and talk about my experiences with it all. So I basically adopted the training method or methodology of Mike Israetel. He's a content creator called RP Hypertrophy or RP Strength. I don't know, you just Google it, you'll find him. This man is a genius as far as explaining how to do the workout, and his approach to the workout is really, really cool because he doesn't have any of the ego in the way. He also cuts the shit when it comes to like content creators. Like a lot of his videos that are very popular is him kind of making fun of like Hollywood actors and content creators and stuff that, you know, have their career based on their workout and their physique, but then he explains the mechanics behind it and how in most cases it's usually Hollywood BS and really, really stupid. Anyways, I'm not here to oversell him. I'm just saying that if you want some really, really great workout advice, go there. But the too long didn't read version of his channel is that every single exercise focuses on a very, very slow descent of the exercise. So like if I show you guys my physique right here, I've kind of got that dad bod going on, but generally speaking, the biggest differences that I've noticed with a lot of these exercises is my traps and my shoulders are significantly stronger. You can also see some definition on my front delt, and that's all a lot of muscle groups that I didn't otherwise have defined, because usually I would just do an overhead press and that's all I would do. I would do it heavy and I would just throw it up, and, you know, obviously I would still do it with proper form and control, but the fact remains that that has its own benefits. This is more beneficial. You might not end up having the crazy aesthetics that you're looking for, but generally speaking, I feel a lot more filled out. You can especially see that my lats are a lot more defined as well. Biceps is something that I always struggle with. I have what I think is very good bicep genetics, which essentially means that my biceps will heal almost rapidly. So I'm still in the process of trying to figure out some workouts that'll end up helping my biceps grow, because as a man, all I want is big biceps. But yeah, for everything else, it's been working quite well. If you want to know the absolute super nitty-gritty details of most of my exercises, there's my last workout video. But for today, I wanted to tell you guys that these results that I have right here are from going to the gym every day and working out no more than 20 minutes. There is no excuse for me to not go to the gym if it's only gonna take that long. And then on top of that, the fact that I can get those results as efficiently and quickly as I possibly can is great for me, because as much as I love going to the gym, I would rather go to the gym, hit it really hard for a very short amount of time so that I still have the rest of my day to actually do stuff. Because I have done the whole 4-hour everyday workout thing and I hate it. It's just not sustainable. So before we deep dive into my actual routine, I thought that I should talk about the philosophy behind how I'm actually doing my workouts right now. So first of all, there's two schools of thought. You can either do really, really heavy reps for a limited amount of reps, maybe up to 5, or you can do a lot of reps at lower weight, pushing yourself to maybe 15, 20 reps max. Both of these pretty much have the same results. I mean, obviously using the heavy weights is gonna have your muscles explode in growth a lot faster, but I've been doing the higher volume of reps, and what I've noticed is a lot more refined strength in like the deep muscle tissue. I think ideally you would have a mix of both, but I don't know, find what you're more responsive to. Another super important thing is to understand what pushing yourself to failure looks like. So many people naturally assume that pushing yourself to failure means quite literally, oh, just keep doing the workout until you can't anymore. But that's not actually true. Something insanely important to working out is having proper form and technique. By doing the exercise properly, you're going to end up getting more out of the actual workout. So what exercising into failure actually means is doing the workout with proper technique and form until you have 3 left in reserve that you know you could still effectively do proper form and technique. As soon as you sacrifice form and technique, then you are no longer working out. You're just throwing weights around. But my recommendation would be to truly push yourself so that you know what your limits are and know what it feels like to have 3 more in reserve. My point being is that with all the exercises that I'm going to be sharing with you guys and gals today, you're going to just kind of have to experiment and figure out what weights work for you. Like if you're using low weights and you find that you can easily pump out 30 reps in a set, then frankly speaking, it means that the weights are too low and you need to increase them. The ideal is 15 to 20 reps in a set. But okay, let's get into my actual workouts. I'm gonna go through each different muscle group for you guys. Keep in mind that you could either just add a bunch of muscle groups to one specific day, or you can add additional exercises. Today's video and the current workout that I'm doing right now is all about efficiency. Like I'll go to the gym pretty much every day, do a singular workout, and then as far as I'm concerned, I'm done. That doesn't mean that that's all I ever do, because most times I'll be at the gym and I just feel like doing more, and so I'll just add a bunch of different exercises. But that's not the topic for discussion today. So for the chest, I would end up either using dumbbell bench press or a barbell bench press, because our condo gym finally has a squat machine. Yay! So for chest, it's either or that day. If I feel like doing high rep range, I'll use dumbbells. If I feel like doing low rep range, I'll use the barbell really heavy. Back day has a lot of different options. One is the cable bar lat pull down. This is basically if you have a cable machine, you're sitting down and doing kind of a stationary pull-up. What I find so fun about this exercise is if you really just dig into the slow drawn out stretch, you're seriously gonna feel it in your lats. I'll usually push myself to 20 reps when I'm on the cable machine, but if I feel like going heavy, well, I'll just do chin-ups because I'm 190 pounds. Additionally, I have started doing the deadlift again because the deadlift is one of my favorite exercises. And again, now we finally have a barbell, so I can finally do it. Dumbbell deadlift is fine, but it's not as fun. And for my bicep, well, I have a couple different exercises that I've been trying to attempt and mess with, but generally speaking, it's like a dumbbell curl where I'm laying down so I can get a really, really deep stretch on the bicep. If it's your first time ever attempting something like this, go very, very low on your weights. The first few times I did this, it kicked my ass, but now my invincible biceps don't feel any pain anymore, which means I gotta try and find a way to make this harder. For triceps, we do either a cable overhead extension, which I kind of low-key hate just because it ends up really pinching the nerve in my elbows. But I mean, whatever, it's the tricep, lol. The alternative to using the cable machine, if it's in use, would just be using dumbbells. Anyways, for shoulders, we're gonna be doing a dumbbell lateral raise, and the main thing that you're gonna be focusing on with this exercise is having your pinky up if you can, if your shoulders are good enough to handle it, because that's going to end up tackling kind of the middle and a little bit of the back, because the chest is already going to be tackling a little bit of the front shoulder. Again, shooting up into the topward position and then super slow controlled going down. Where this exercise is severely going to kick your ass though, is once you're actually done with the lat raise, you're going to immediately, after your last set, drop the dumbbells and then continue doing your same amount of reps, which in my case is 15, with no weights. Yes, no weights. And my God, it is going to burn. And then we've got leg day, which if I'm being perfectly honest, all I'm doing is squats right now. I have terrible knees. They're always creaking and cracking, and it just generally hurts. I think a lot of this has just got to do with how active I was in my youth and how many times I injured myself in my youth. Right now, I'm kind of still experimenting, trying to find a way that I can work out my legs that doesn't injure myself. But if there's one thing that I would say is detrimental to my squats, it's going super duper deep. My butt basically touches the floor. Again, you are going to leave your ego at the door, because a lot of these exercises, you can very effectively get a great workout in with 5 or 10 pound dumbbells. These are just fast, effective, straight to the point workouts. I've slowly experimented and refined all of these to be my pick of the litter, my favorite exercises. And generally speaking, as far as workouts are concerned, your body does get used to a specific exercise, which is why it's really good to kind of change things up on the regular. I guarantee if you do any of these exercises properly, whether you're a super strong lad or not, if you just keep it in that 15 to 20 rep range, going to exhaustion, and seriously focus on the eccentric movement, you're going to notice a huge difference. In any case, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. These are very few and far between, but it is kind of a passion project. I'm still going to the gym and I'll still end up updating you guys and gals with my results. But come March, we're gonna end up having a baby, which is both exciting, but also kind of why I wanted to really focus on making these workouts really short, so that I'm not taken away from baby for too long. And if this is your first video, you can subscribe, but generally speaking, I don't do these types of videos very often. Usually I'm just focused on gaming and stuff. Either way, I hope that you've been having a great new year.